In a quiet home on Thanksgiving night, blood covered every corner of the kitchen. A burnt pizza lay forgotten in the oven, and just a few feet away, investigator Josh Easton stared at the lifeless body of Leslie Reeves, knowing he was standing in one of the worst crime scenes he'd ever seen. From shattered glass to missing weapons, this case led investigators down a path of lies, deceit, and terrifying evidence. Let's go through every disturbing detail, blood and horror, from corner to corner. When a young girl's terrified voice came over the 911 line, her words were chilling. "I saw a body. There's blood everywhere. I'm only 16. I can't handle this." Inside the home, the floors, cabinets, even the fridge were splattered with blood. Chris Smith, age 48, lay barely alive on the blood-soaked floor of the kitchen, fighting for his life. Just steps away, in the living room, 44-year-old Leslie Reeves lay motionless with a fatal gunshot wound to her head. Investigator Josh Easton, seasoned and experienced, was stunned. He later described it as one of the bloodiest, most disturbing scenes he had ever seen. The clues left behind. Easton's meticulous eye for detail made sure no clue was overlooked. One thing that stood out in this grisly scene was the burnt pizza still in the oven, left abandoned. Easton believed that Leslie and Chris may have been preparing dinner when someone arrived at the door and suddenly attacked them. As he examined the scene, something was missing: the murder weapon. With no gun found on site, this led investigators to suspect there was a third person involved. The missing weapon added a disturbing layer of mystery to an already haunting scene. A shadow from the past emerges. As investigators dug into Leslie's life, a troubling figure appeared: her ex-boyfriend, Bobby Tarr. Friends of Leslie's shared stories of her deepening fear of Bobby, describing how she believed he had been stalking her. Leslie had told them, "I am going no contact with Bobby. I have to escape." These chilling words revealed how desperate she was to be free from him. When detectives called Tarr in for questioning, the atmosphere was tense. Instead of showing concern, he remained cold. When detectives directly told him, "Leslie is dead," he barely reacted, a deeply unsettling sign in such a tragic situation. A web of lies begins to unravel. During the interrogation, Tarr tried to explain where he had been the night before Thanksgiving. He claimed he had spent the evening at a friend's house and was back home early, staying there for the rest of the night. But then, detectives talked to Tarr's 17-year-old daughter, Shelby. Her statements contradicted everything her father had said. She recalled that he had left the house twice that evening, once returning around 6:30 p.m., and then leaving again, only to come back around 9:15 p.m., looking deeply upset. Tarr reportedly told Shelby that he missed Leslie that night. Shelby then mentioned something even more unsettling. Her father woke her around 2:45 a.m., pacing anxiously and doing laundry, as if he were troubled by something far darker than just missing someone. Confrontation and desperation. Confronted with Shelby's statement, Tarr scrambled to adjust his story. Under the pressure, he admitted he left the house twice, but continued to insist he was back by 8 p.m. Detectives then conducted a search of Tarr's home, where they found his phone and a Glock pistol. However, they could not find the small, green gun Shelby had described seeing in his sock drawer just before Thanksgiving. It had vanished without a trace. This missing weapon raised even more questions and strengthened investigators' suspicion that it might be the very weapon used in Leslie's murder. A midnight secret exposed. Further evidence against Tarr began to pile up as investigators reviewed footage from local license plate readers. His car was seen driving near a gas station just after midnight, far later than he had claimed. The gas station's records showed a receipt, proving that he bought fuel after midnight, a major discrepancy in his timeline. When detectives presented him with this receipt, his response was evasive. "I do not remember doing that." His story was crumbling, and this inconsistency was a crucial piece in proving he was lying about his movements that night. As Montgomery County State's Attorney Andrew Fronte noted, this slip-up showed Tarr was desperately trying to hide where he had been, closing in on a killer. With each lie exposed and each piece of evidence adding weight, investigators felt confident in moving forward. Bobby Tarr was arrested, charged with the murder of Leslie Reeves. Every step of this investigation had led to this moment, where lies and hidden details came to light, securing justice in a case stained by blood and heartbreak. A brutal crime, a relentless investigation, and a series of lies unraveled the truth. What did you think about the clues left behind and the twists investigators uncovered? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this case, so drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more stories like this.